it's just kind of weird. Because there are literally scenes in the movie where Benedict Cumberbatch goes, America! And I'm just maybe want to break out in America, fuck yeah, gonna save the motherfucking day, yeah. And that's just how it felt. And I'm like, I don't think that was the intent. Again, it's the unintentionally kind of hokey scenes in the movie. Hello, I just wanted to thank you for clicking on my video, and I wanted to let you know not only do I create content in my YouTube channel here, Class in a Glass, but I'm also on Twitch where I play single-player games, multiplayer games. I do movie reviews, cartoon reviews, and a whole bunch of other stuff. Also, it would be a big help if you can check out my Patreon, where you can gain access to audio commentaries, reactions, and the ability to submit questions for my podcasts and videocasts. And all that content can be found in the links below. In the meantime, enjoy the video.
Things just got out of hand.
Oh, well, chat, what are you going to do? Just getting big-time bullied again in the chat. But now, I do want to go ahead and start talking about Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, chat. I saw it last night with a big audience of people, chat, which is sometimes the best way to see these types of blockbuster films, chat. There's a lot of crowd-pleasing moments in this movie, I feel, and it was a pretty positive experience overall, but that does not speak of the quality of the film itself. The audience may have been having a good time, but what about me, chat? What about me? And so, I want to go ahead and start talking about this film. In case you need a recap, chat, this is indeed a sequel to the original Doctor Strange, which was released back in 2016. I reviewed that film this past week. I really enjoyed it. Again, there's some stuff about it I liked, some stuff about it I didn't like, but overall, I really enjoyed the movie. Probably give it like a low full price, chat. But where do I fall in regards to this film? Let you know in just a bit. This film takes place soon after the events of Spider-Man No Way Home, chat. Doctor Strange, he's been introduced to the worlds, if you will, featured throughout the multiverse, chat, and he's still trying to get a handle on it. But the thing about this movie that I really like, this is the crux of it, if you will, is yes, Doctor Strange, he is now one of the most powerful and beloved superheroes on the planet, thanks to his, many contributions throughout Avengers Infinity War and Endgame, obviously the original Doctor Strange, and also during the events of Spider-Man No Way Home. But what about the man himself? What about Doctor Strange? Is Doctor Strange happy? All right? And he keeps saying, yes, I'm happy. Yes, I'm happy. Stop asking me that question. I'm happy. And that's kind of the main premise of the movie. It's like, yes, we're dealing with all this timey-wimey multiverse mumbo-jumbo. We're introduced to a whole bunch of new characters, get a new, some returning characters as well. But I think, like, the main thing that this movie is about is this man happy with what he has now and the state of his life? And I actually really like that aspect of it. I don't think a lot of people are talking about that aspect of this film. However, before we go ahead and get into, the negatives, because everyone has like, I take umbrage with this or that, I want to talk about the positives of this movie. And I will say right off the bat, I think the direction, I think the set pieces, and I think the different universes and locales are really interesting and really fun. This is very much a Sam Raimi movie. In case you don't know, Scott Derrickson directed the first Doctor Strange. He did not return for the sequel, the differences, I suppose, with Marvel. So they brought in Sam Raimi, who already has, a pedigree when it comes to superhero films, chat. Famously directed the Spider-Man trilogy. Obviously, he directed Darkman, which I also reviewed recently. And, of course, he has a lot of experience when it comes to genre movies, chat, particularly when, The Evil Dead and Drag Me to Hell and anything else that he's, has done over the course of his career. 40 years, Chad. This man's been working for a little over 40 years now. It's very impressive. But the thing that is on full display in this movie, Chad, the thing that you instantly recognize if you're familiar with Sam Raimi's films, that this is very much a Sam Raimi movie when it comes to the set pieces and action sequences. Like, there are so many shots in this film and the choreography in this movie that is so reminiscent of the Evil Dead franchise and Drag Me to Hell, which I think is a super underrated Sam Raimi movie. But also, there's a lot of sequences, especially in the beginning of the movie, that take place in New York that reminded me of the original Spider-Man trilogy. There's certain shots, like Raimi has this thing that he likes to do throughout the Spider-Man films, where he will have, Spider-Man, whoever, like doing these, like Doc Ock, for example, the Battle of Doc Ock, they're fighting on the side of that building. But he'll just like cut to like a random person and have them going, oh, like on the street or inside the building. And there's a lot of that here. Like there's a big action sequences you see in all the trailers with Doctor Strange battling. It's not Shumagorath, Chad. I think that Marvel doesn't have the ability to name the character that. I think like the owners of Conan the Barbarian own that name. But in this film, he's called Gargantos. And there's so much of that action sequence felt like a Sam Raimi Spider-Man action scene. And it was kind of cool to see that return, and also featuring a magical character like Doctor Strange and Juan, and also with the new character of America Chavez. Like, I really like that. There is just some fun action. I like most of the action in this film. I mean, it's very CGI heavy, and so if you like your stuff a little more grounded, if you like stuff with a lot of practical effects, there's definitely some practical effects in here. There's no doubt about that. I do like the set design. We go to so many different places, but this is a very, very CGI heavy movie. And so if you're going in there hoping to like, I want a nice grounded Doctor Strange film, you're not getting it. This is going to so many different places and worlds and dimensions, and dealing with all sorts of timey-wimey things, and things spin around and breaking apart and coming back together again. Like, there's a lot of that. But I think for the most part, it worked for me. I wasn't bothered by that at all. And the various universes that they do go to, and they go to a lot of them, I just love the color palette. I love that they range from like these idealistic utopian worlds to these very disturbing, almost haunted house, Lovecraftian-esque areas. Like, I just loved how different they were. It just wasn't the same thing over and over and over again. Like in the original Doctor Strange, which again, I really liked the movie a lot. Scott Derrickson, he clearly was very much inspired by Christopher Nolan's Inception, and a lot of what we saw in that movie, maybe the exception of the Dark Dimension, which feels very organic. But in like a lot of the Doctor Strange action sequences in that original movie, all feels very similar to Christopher Nolan's Inception. Here, it's wide-ranging. You get anything from giant snake tentacle hands to, Triclops blasters, or, I mean, I don't want to get into too many spoilers, but even a sequence that involves musical notes, and it's like, wow, this is really interesting and fun. Sam Raimi, I feel like, he really opened up the world of magic in Doctor Strange and was leaning into the weirder aspects of it. Glee, thank you for 100 biddies, and a pleasure to have you here. I hope you're doing well. Just talking about Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness right now. And listen, there are a lot of crowd-pleasing moments in this movie. There's a number of big surprises in this film. I can't say. There are characters in this movie that pop up, and although they're not in it for very long, it's really cool what they do with them, and they're clearly setting them up for future films. And I love that. I mean, there's some things that made me go, oh, it's happening! It's happening! Everyone shut the fuck up! It's happening! And like, it made me extremely happy to see a number of things, and also in regards to a certain person who shows up, and I'm like, oh my fucking god, they're doing it, chat, and it makes me so excited for the future and what they're going to do with that person and the other people that are with that person. That's all I'm gonna say. I can't say who the character is, but rest assured, I think people are going to be very happy for what they're going to get. Outside that, I want to talk about in more specific detail the performances of the movie. Benedict Cumberbatch is Dr. Stephen Strange. Actually, really, I will say, like, there's 4 people in this film who I think give the strongest performance in the movie, and it's Benedict Cumberbatch as Doctor Strange, Elizabeth Olsen as Wanda Maximoff, Scarlet Witch, Benedict Wong as Juan, and Rachel McAdams as Christine Palmer, which I'm actually glad I ended up really liking her in this movie, because I thought she didn't get a lot to do in the original one. Here she gets a lot to do. However, focusing on Benedict Cumberbatch and Elizabeth Olsen in particular, it's kind of crazy to see them doing scenes and acting like straight up like Bruce Campbell in the Evil Dead movies. Like, so much of Benedict Cumberbatch's performance just reminded me of Ash, and like kind of how zany it was and how over the top he was. And there's just a lot of physicalness with Benedict Cumberbatch in this particular movie. He's not as reserved, if you will, as he was in the first Doctor Strange. And not that's bad. I mean, that's part of Doctor Strange. Well, you know, he's very reserved and sophisticated, and, you know, he's like, I'm above it all. And that's part of his personality. But it was cool to see just Benedict Cumberbatch really just throw himself. Like, there are various versions, as you see in the trailer, of Doctor Strange in this movie. And I like kind of how they all were. Like, you get one who is very much like, hey, this is what we fucking need to do, and I'll kill as many people as I need to do it. Or you'll get a zombie version of Doctor Strange, and it's just all and reminds me of Ash in Evil Dead 2, when like Ash is possessed by the Deadite. I'm like, oh my God, it's like so much of his body language has really worked for me. So it was kind of crazy to see Benedict Cumberbatch act like Ash Williams. And it's the same thing with Elizabeth Olsen. Like, Elizabeth Olsen, she again, her role is also very physical, and she's doing a lot with her body. She's being thrown around rooms and things like that. I mean, there's a particular sequence in this movie where it's straight up like a horror film, where she's acting very monstrous, like this force that can't be stopped. And there's some CGI in it, but honestly, it just dealt with a lot of her own just weird, jerky movements. It was just cool. It was just that I was not expecting. I was expecting, you know, a lot of the, you know, the camera cuts and the close-ups, you know, the camera work that Raimi's obviously known for in this movie, and there's plenty of that in this film. But I didn't expect his actors to act like, well, Sam Raimi characters, especially with Bruce Campbell. But back to Benedict Cumberbatch, what I really like about his, you know, his role in the movie, or his arc, is he has had all this responsibility thrusted upon him because of the vacuum that's been left after the events of Endgame. Captain America's gone. Steve Rogers is gone. I mean, we don't. Is he dead? I don't know, but he's gone. Retired at the very least. Iron Man's obviously dead, and you know, but there's still a lot of threats out there, and he's trying to like kind of take control of it. Always present an air of confidence. And I love how everyone in the movie, this is really cool, they're always asking him, are you okay? And he's like, yeah, I'm fine. I'm doing great. And you learn through the course of the events of the film is that, yes, despite having these amazing powers and, you know, going on these adventures, like, he's not happy. He's not happy with himself or his circumstances. And I really like that. And there are a number of really great, wholesome moments, particularly with Rachel McAdams as Christine Palmer, that work for me especially well, and where he really opens up. This is the most I feel like the character has opened up. I mean, he's still arrogant, he's still sarcastic, and those are his flaws, and they bring up those flaws throughout the film. But I really do like that he feels very raw in this movie, and I like that. I like that Raimi focused on that. Elizabeth Olsen, you know, I don't know how much details you can go into Elizabeth Olsen as Scarlet Witch. She's a monster. She's a monster. This takes place after the events of WandaVision, and she has continued to go down this very dark road. And she is straight up scary in this movie. And you buy her as a threat throughout it. You know, she is, you know, she's one of the main villains in this film. If that, you know, that's the thing. And she I mean, what the things that she does in this movie are very disturbing. They're very selfish, and it really just showcases how far she's fallen after the events of Endgame, and certainly WandaVision. You think, well, you know, she seemed to realize she made a mistake, and it's like, oh, she didn't realize shit. you realize where it's like, oh no, I got away. I got away with that. Okay, perfect. And then she doesn't just double down. She doesn't triple down. She doesn't quadruple. She down so many goddamn times, chat, that she causes unbridled chaos throughout the movie. Like, there is I don't think there's a way to redeem her at this point based on what we see in this film. I mean, she is straight up a monster. Like, I don't know how they're going to do it. It'll be a Leviathan-sized task if they do something in the future. But she gave a great performance. She got to be that evil, cackling, monstrous witch that I feel like a lot of people watch. She septuples down. I was like, I don't know how to count quadruple, a lot of downs. She really goes down, yes, in a non-sexual way. Octuples down. We'll go with octuples down. It's pretty. It's pretty disturbing the things that she does in this film, and I really like that. I really like that. You completely buy her as a threat, and even like how she's acting, like the spells that she uses, it feels similar to like what the Deadites use in the Evil Dead franchise. It's pretty cool. Again, some of the other performances, one person I haven't really brought up is Bennett Guan. Bennett Guan continues to be one of the best supporting characters in the MCU. I feel like there's a great reason why, he is popping up everywhere, because he's so likable, he's wholesome, he's honorable and wise, and he's great for comedic relief too. But not where it's like he's like, oh, I'm funny, I'm the funny Asian guy. It's like no, he's smart. He's really smart. And I like that. You need a character like that in these movies. And yeah, I've had no problem with Bennett Guan as Juan, and he continues to hold it down. There's a great gag with him since he is the Sorcerer Supreme technically, and Doctor Strange is not. I really like that. He's solid every time. Like, I don't have any criticisms against him, and I'm looking forward to seeing what they'll do with him in the future. And then you have Rachel McAdams, which, again, Rachel McAdams, she wasn't bad in the last movie. It's just like, I felt like they didn't, and she's not a bad actress. It's just like they just didn't have enough for her to do in that original film. She gets a couple of cool moments in that first movie. But yeah, she just feels like she's just not the focus. In this, she is very much a much bigger focus in this movie. And they do something interesting with her, which I'm like, oh, okay. I don't want to go into too many details, but all I'll say is what they do with her is not what I was expecting. And how she's used. That was really fun. And her and Benedict Cumberbatch have excellent chemistry, and there's some wonderful, loving, tender moments between them that really, really work for me. Now, but overall, it's like all those actors did a great job. I love the set pieces, and I love the kind of the aesthetic of the movie. This film does have some problems. And number one, and it's something that Raimi has always struggled with, I think, throughout his entire career, but he feels the need to include a lot of camp in these movies when it doesn't really call for it. There's a difference between camp, there's a difference between comedy. And and this is on full display about maybe even Evil Dead franchise, but it kind of works as his horror and it's supposed to be really over the top. But he even has this like in the Spider-Man films where he has characters say like a line of dialogue where it's like, yeah, this doesn't fit for this scene. This is not working. You're kind of undercutting a little bit. Not that like humor doesn't. Marvel's has made great use of humor, but in this movie, it's just like there's this. It's like dramatic. It's like a dramatic or even like wholesome moment between a character. And particularly, I'll say, between Elizabeth Olsen and her children. And that is such a big part of the movie and who she is, and that is, like, her motivation. And for whatever reason, the dialogue that they write for these kids and for her in some of those scenes just doesn't fucking work. It just comes off just like, yeah, all right. It doesn't feel authentic. It doesn't feel real. It feels like a manufactured relationship. Listen, like Elizabeth Olsen's not a bad actor, as we all know, but I just didn't feel like the writing was strong for her in those scenes, where most of the time it was. But in those scenes when she's with those boys, when it needs to be that way, where you need to have like a gut punch, it's like it's not working. The other thing is, I mean, this doesn't bother me too much, but I know it bothers other people. There are now all sorts of ways to travel the multiverse. They're pulling things out of their ass left and right at this point. You're like, all right, they're saying so many names of so many books of so many ancient objects and so many spells and so many powers, and it's like, all right, fuck, it's open. We get it. Okay, we can travel across it now at this point. Fair enough. I don't really mind the like traveling. I don't mind going to the multiverse. I think that's fun. I want to see what the old, because it just leaves it open to like different environments and stuff. And so I think that's really cool. But there are so many fucking MacGuffins in this movie that you can kind of get lost. Like, wait, what MacGuffin is this again? Like, I think there's at least 3 MacGuffins that they're looking for in this film. And really one of them just turns out to be like, it didn't even matter. It's like, well, what the point? What was the point of trying to get after this thing in the first place? So there's a little too many MacGuffins. And now we come to the part of the film, which I know is going to be controversial for me to say this, chat. But the one part where I was excited for this character, but the one character who I just felt like they really didn't know what to do with was America Chavez. And I can't say this actor's name is Jotel Gomez. Jotel? Oh, shit. Oh, Jittle? I can't say her name. I'm sorry. She is a plot device. She's a plot device in the movie. And because she has a power to be able to punch into different dimensions. That's what she does. And there's a certain thing that wants her for her powers. And Social. Her name is Social Gomez. Social Gomez. And that's about it. The chemistry between her and Benedict Cumberbatch, for me, just felt non-existent. There are periods of the movie where she just disappears and Benedict Cumberbatch goes off and does something far more fun. And most of the time, she's just running away. And it's like, there are times when she get like a piece of dialogue that was funny, but it just made me, it made me yearn for the relationship that we saw on full display, even though they have less screen time together, but it felt more robust, and that was between Doctor Strange and Tom Holland's Spider-Man. Like, their scenes just felt, I mean, there was so much emotion in them. Where here, like, when they were trying to do these emotional moments of America Chavez, they all fell really flat to me. Where we learned more about her past, and I'm like, okay, it just didn't work. And also I think there's some unintentionally funny shit. Like, it's weird to name your character America. I was like, am I going to name my kid Louisiana? Or am I going to name my kid Great Britain? It's just kind of weird. Because there are literally scenes in the movie where Benedict Cumberbatch goes, America! And it just made me want to break out in America, fuck yeah, gonna save the motherfucking day, yeah. And that's just how it felt. And I'm like, I don't think that was the intent. Again, it's the unintentionally kind of hokey scenes in the movie. And sadly, like a lot of them, a lot of them feature her. It just does, yeah, it does, man. It's a little cringy. And like, again, it's supposed to be this, like, really just like, oh my God, this is all the stakes. And it comes down to this is it. And Benedict Cumberbatch is going, America. Are you talking about the girl? Are you talking about the country? Because he's like, America, are you okay? And I'm like, America's not okay. Oh, you mean her? Yeah. Sure. But, I just, she didn't do it for me. She's not bad. It's not like I'm going, like, every time she was on screen, it's like, oh, she's the worst. But she's just not that interesting. She's just not that interesting as a character. So, of the new people that they introduce, I thought she was the, just the least interesting. But, yeah, and again, I just think some of the campy, hokey scenes that Wanda definitely has with her children are just like, this is not working. Those child actors, Raimi, I think, struggles working with young actors. I think that's it. Like, I don't know if he understands, like, how children act or how they're supposed to be, because there's just moments where I'm just like, this is not doing it for me at all. We need to move past this now. And again, it's at these super pivotal moments in the movie where it's like, you need to sell me in this relationship, you need to sell me on this trauma, and what Raimi has the kids doing, it's just like, it didn't work. It didn't work for me. But overall, but despite those criticisms of the film, there is so much more that works about it, chat. Again, I think the direction, the set pieces, and just exploring all these different universes and the looks of them, I think is great. There's some incredible moments in this movie that are listed a lot of cheers, and it's going to get people really excited. And that's the other thing, too. There are some really, I don't know if I would call it a horror movie. There are horror sequences in this movie throughout. And there are some of the most disturbing deaths that I've ever seen in a Marvel movie. Like, I don't think I mean, there's been some like, oh, Jesus, that was crazy what happened to that guy. But the things that happens to some characters in this movie are like, oh, my Lord. It looked painful. It's maybe it's implied gore, or, I mean, all I'll say is there's a lot of exploding from the inside out, a lot of the visceration, chat, tearing people apart. And that really took me aback. I was like, wow. I really liked it. I liked it. It also showcases how dangerous a certain person is in the film. I thought that was cool. So I definitely want to mention that. And the performances of Benedict Cumberbatch, Elizabeth Olsen, Benedict Wong, and Rachel McAdams, I think are really, really good. They really stand out. There are 2 end credit stingers in this movie. I will not tell you what they are. One clearly sets something up for Doctor Strange. I didn't know who. I mean, I don't want to say, but all of a sudden, I don't know who that is. I have no idea who that is now. But we'll see what happens. And then there's a second one, the very end of the credits, and that one is just pure. It's a comedy one. I wouldn't know if you want to stick around for it, but it's just a pure comedy one. And it doesn't add anything to. It's not like this is setting up something big in the MCU. No, the last one at the very end of the credits, it's just straight up comedy. But that's how I feel. So my rating, Chet, it's interesting. I'm kind of at the same place I was last time with the original Doctor Strange, where the reason why I probably give that first movie a low full price, I figured was because of definitely the Caecilius and just the villain just didn't work for me. And I just felt like some other actors just they didn't get enough to do. Especially in regards to Rachel McAdams as Christine Palmer. But like with this movie, it's like, hey, you fixed the villain problem. I mean, they do a fantastic job fixing the villain problem. But I feel like, yeah, and Christine Palmer, they do a lot of fun stuff with her. But then at the, you introduce this new character who's supposed to be like, hey, they're going to be one of the big characters in the MCU. And they just come off really flat. And again, it's just kind of that campy hokiness that takes away from a number of scenes. It's not even like the Marvel like comedy that takes away. I think it's Raimi's hokiness that he puts in certain scenes. That's like, yeah, this isn't working. It takes away from the drama. It's similar to something like Darkman. It's very similar to something like Darkman, where it's like, oh, you're supposed to feel so bad for the character at this point. It's like, I'm laughing at the character. So that's the problem. But overall, I would give it a low full price. This is a low full price movie, chat. I want to see it again very, very soon. Maybe I'll probably see it before I go back to Buffalo to visit my family, chat. But it was fun. It was a fun film. Low full price for me. This is non-spoilers. This is non-spoilers right now. I want to say something. I'll be doing a spoiler discussion at the end of tomorrow's stream on Class in a Glasscast. And we'll be talking about it in more detail on Discourse tomorrow as well. But what about the rest of you guys? How do you guys feel? And I know I got some people that just came in here. I was going on my spiel. Jason, thank you 10 minutes. I'm going to turn my notifications back on. I muted them. Jason, there's one scene with a bunch of creative deaths. Yes, in a massacre, which was all messed up. It brought one of your favorite things to body. Oh, yeah, there's a lot of body horror. There's body horror in this. Yes, there's a lot of body horror, chat. No doubt about it. Let's see what you guys are saying here. I'm gonna scroll up a little bit and just see, and I'll work my way down. I know that I was talking, chat. I wasn't going back for it, chat, but I want to hear what you guys have to say. Let's see here. She has a trilogy of movies on the way, supposedly. I'm guessing she gets. We'll see. Christopher Throbbin, welcome to Street Jason. Get 10 biddies. Was it Lovecraftian? Yes. Yes, it is. A lot of tentacles. The guy makes is one of the strangest, best villains, the true Lord. Okay, a lot of tentacles in this movie. Chris Evans wants the only major magical character who hasn't fucked up spectacularly yet. Yeah, it's true. He has not. Koki, I clearly forgot Michael Stuhlbarg was in the. Yeah, he's in the movie. He's traumatized. He's just traumatized and kind of sad now. Bears Castillo, good afternoon, Chris. I hope you have the best weekend ever. Thank you, Bears Castillo. It's a pleasure to have you here. I'm doing very well. Hope your weekend's going great, too. What are you even talking about? You know I'm talking about Doctor Strange, Naya. Oh, Lord. I'm really shocked that Vision wasn't mentioned. Yeah, that was weird. Yes, that's not really a spoiler, but that is weird that he's brought up, he's talked about, but he's mentioned. He's just not in the movie, which is odd. Do you think of 10 biddies? Didn't they film the kids scene during the office? I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, maybe they did all that ahead of time. I'm not sure. Let's see. They just kept running new loops and theories. Kind of crazy. Yes, very much so. Can't wait for MODOK. Indeed. Do like Spider-Man having convenient objects and weapons on his suit. That really bothered me with Spider-Man. I mean, they have that 3D printer in the most recent movie, but that never really bothered me. So no 70s Doctor Strange, Old Man Fall on Bridge. We gotta watch it, Casey. You gotta watch it. Let's see here. I know you said I agree with you. I like a relationship with Strange Zosnick. Xochitl. I felt bad for her in one scene. Won't give it away, but the scene makes you feel for her. Marvel Near, she unfortunately just felt like the hip, young, mandatory new character. Yeah, she did. She felt like. I mean, I guess she's hip and young. It's just there's no personality for me. Different world, different rules. Very much. Oh yeah, very much so. Well, not Chris making fun of people's names. That's what I do. Not America Ferrera. Do we know anyone named Spain? This is weird. That's always been weird to me. Yeah. Some kid's name. Yeah, the name's Dallas. There's Kara's name, Dallas. Let's see here, chat. See, I'm scrolling. I'm about to get banned from America. No, I live here. M. Xavier, Doctor Strange is my favorite comic book movie. And you might like this one, M. Xavier. I have a friend named California Cancer Chris. California? Oh, like Robert California? Is it like the last name is Cal? Or is their first name California? You named like Cali. I can see that. I personally thought she was going to be okay, I read that come before. Right. He needs to save America. Oh. Marvel, I thought she was a good actor. I'm sure she'll be great with other material. She wasn't bad. She wasn't bad. It's just, I just felt like outside of her power, there wasn't much to her. Let's see. Yeah, it's very hard. Yes, Bill K, good way. Very hard PG-13 stuff in this movie. Correct. Also, what I think of the effects, I thought the effects were great. I didn't mind them. I didn't mind the CGI-ness. I mean, there was a lot of CGI, but I thought it looked good. Because he's very dangerously sexy. True. Hannah Burger, should I take my mother for this on Mother's Day? I mean, if she wants to, she likes horror movies, sure. Mordo. Yeah. Troy the Edge 4, he's in it. Not in the way you would expect. He was good. He was fine. He's not in a lot. He has less screen time in this movie than he does in the original film. He's a part of something. I don't want to say what that is, and that's cool. But yeah, they don't really do a lot with him. Honestly, he's not bad. But he's not really a big focus. He's not really a big focus in the movie. Nyron says I really enjoyed the movie. Nice. Jason, there's one scene of a bunch of creators. Oh yeah, before yes. Let's see here. Cristando. Good to see you, Cristando. Welcome. I'm just going through the comments right now, seeing how people are doing. Who else we got here, chap? I'm happy for Sam. Me too. I thought he did a good job for the most part. I thought Social Gomez was good, but they should have done more with her. Yeah. Do they Punisher work in the MCU? Sure. They can do it. I didn't want to make a comment. I should. Oh, no. Casey, also check out tomorrow afternoon. Yes, please do stop by. He's been watching your band from California. No! Bill Casey, High Man, A, would recommend. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, I made sure I didn't put any spoilers in comments. Thank you, Jason. I like America Chavez, as I named after wherever I live. Casey, the spoilers. I want to check this out. Sure. No, got you. No, I'm not doing any spoilers, so you're good. Really good. Well, I really like this one, but I do like the first one more. I can see that. I agree about virtually everything on this one. It was really good, but not perfect. Oh, yeah, definitely. Christopher Robin. Hello, Christopher. Throbbing. Let's see here. Jason, very high matinee for me. Would definitely want to see in theaters if I can, but not as good as the recent super movies, No Way Home and The Batman. No. Yeah, no, I don't think this. I agree with you. This isn't as good as No Way Home or The Batman in my opinion. Spielberg. He doesn't have a big part. He's in the open. I'll tell you right now, he's in the opening movie, and that's it. He has a scene. He has less screen time in this movie than he does in the original one. Let's see here. Marvel superheroes, every time they save the day, they ruin someone else and create more villains. Oh, yeah, there's a lot. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think I felt this was Raimi's superhero redemption after Spider-Man 3. Had a lot of great stuff. Fixed my problem with the WandaVision finale. There's a certain cameo that I loved. I know who that person is in the mid-credits. And I got really excited for what's next. High, full price from me. Like, you really loved it. Give me what's up Disney and Tentacles, Force Awakens. I love Tentacles, baby. Although here the Tentacles worked. I thought the Tentacles worked here very well. It made sense. Got a love crafty in chat. Let's see. Marvel Lookner, high man for you. The Batman was high full price for me though. Kuroki, two most annoyed children in the MCU history. Yeah, I didn't like those kids, Kuroki. I'm right. I really didn't like those kids. Which is weird because they were the same kids from the WandaVision. And I thought they were a lot better in that series than here. Which is weird. Did Raimi direct those scenes when they were making WandaVision? I don't know. It just Yeah. She says it's Zochi in an interview. Okay, Zochi. I have not tried Vampire the Blood Hunt Massacre, but I've had people who have recommended it to me. Kogi, the problem I have with superhero movies is that I don't feel much impact for CG fight scenes. I feel like my fight scenes. I mean, I like all different types. You know, I mean, I can go for more grounded stuff like in Batman movies, but I can go more fantastical. You know, like in Doctor Strange or Thor and stuff. I mean, those don't bother me. I like to be all diverse. But I'll call it out. There's bad CGI. I don't think there was bad CGI in it. I like the CGI in the movie. You know how critical I am of CGI, Chad. You know me. But really, I enjoyed this movie. Elizabeth Olsen fucking standout, and she always, to me, has been. Meg Carpenter felt like Bruce Campbell. He did. He's Bruce Campbell in this movie. Wanda's cool. America is but she does have a cool moment. Yeah. This movie's brutal, and I was not ready for. I was not ready, but love the shit out of it. Oh yeah, the score is great. I forgot to mention the score. They do something really funny with Danny Elfman's score, which I'm like, wow, I did not expect that. Elfman did great with the music and Sam Raimi putting enough horror to make it feel like its own film. So the same copy and paste MCU film is fantastic. Full price for me. Mr. Jacob Murray, low full price. I know I'm catching up to the comments at this point. No, it's your first name, bitch. I'm sorry. California. Does she go by California or do you call her Cali? I'm Xavier. Doctor Strange is your favorite comic movie. Wow. A lot of love. Let's see here. Hey, Montana would like a word for you. That's right, Montana. I think it's better as a last name, personally. Chris Challen's inner out of touch Caucasian type very much on full display. Full fucking display. Hamilton is more or still take a piece of power. You gotta watch the movie to find out. I can't say. I summoned a sword and one of the friends does get to kick ass. He has an action scene. He has an action sequence. He does. Edgy4 does things. He does. How are those stingers? Are they good or lame? They're not. I don't think they stand out. The first one, it sets up Doctor Strange 3, and I'm like, I don't know. I know what one of the things is I'm seeing, but then there's something else. I'm like, I don't know what that is. That's all I'll say. There's two things. I'm like, oh, I know what that is, but this, no idea. So I'm like, okay, another Doctor Strange 3 or Doctor Strange will return, and the last one is just a comedic one. It's just a comedy one. Yeah. They're not gonna blow anyone away, in my opinion. Maybe I got caught up in the hype, but I didn't feel much horror vibes. Really? Oh, I did. Wow, I really did. Yeah. I mean, there's just entire sequences which are clearly, well, obviously reminiscent of Raimi's work, especially Evil Dead and Drag Me to Hell. But there's like monster-ass sequences. There's an actor named Texas Battle. Oh my God! See, I'm laughing at that name too. That's goofy. Casey, what time is class discussion? Probably between 9 and 10. I'll start around 9 and 10. Well, I'm sure this movie's better than Jack Hunter and the Tomb of Akhenaten. I hope so. Because I haven't been back to a theater yet. Don't know if I'll go for this one or just wait till home video. I think it'll be fun, Rob. I think you might like this. There's been a lot of great movies that have come out. I think you might want to check out in theaters. Northman. Check out The Northman. Well, I don't want to do a spoiler, Luke the Boss. Let's not do spoilers. Come on now, Chad. I don't want to spoil any gags in the movies. No spoilers. Look at podcast 7 out of 10 for meh. That's a meh. 7 out of 10 is meh. All right. J Pizza Boy. What I actually feel this is better than No Way Home in the sense No Way Home felt more fan servicing. No Way Home No Way Home has fan service stuff, but I think the majority of it worked. I mean, there's some stuff it's like, all right, you straight up just like you didn't need to do that at all. But I think most of the fan service and there is good there can be good fan service and there's bad fan service, and it depends how it's weaved throughout the story. You know, like in No Way Home, there's the William Dafoe. He's like, I'm something of a scientist myself. It's like, okay, it's like, did you need to say that? But I know some people are like, that is awesome. Other people are like, I don't like it. To me, I'm like, all right, whatever. I thought most of the fan service worked in that movie. But like in most recent thing, Ghostbusters, I'm like, oh, the fan service just fell flat to me. It's like, why the fucking Stay Puft Marshmallow Man are back? What is that? But anyway, let's see. But I get what you're saying. Now Brownie whispers, she goes by Callie, but I knew it. I knew it. Yeah, I knew. Music part reminded me of it. Yes. That's a great way to compare it. Very good comparison, Kuroki. Let's see here. At least her name wasn't Count Dooku. True. Christian makes a weird name with him all. It's true. It is her man. Oh, I've gone through it. I've been bullied. It's because I've been bullied because of my last name for years. Jason, thank you for with Moon Knight and Doctor Strange out of the way. Time to get ready for Miss Marvel and Thor: Love and Thunder. Yes, indeed. Luke the Boss, that was I was just saying. Of course, Avocent, No Way Home was bad. That was the only. Oh man, I guess I love No Way Home. I personally really love that movie. Agree to disagree, my friend. Yeah, those Marshmallow Men. You don't know nothing. Are you gonna try Vampire the Blood Hunt Masquerade? Maybe in the future. I mean, right now I'm be focusing on Horizon Forbidden West. I'm going back to that game. And after that, I got to go back to Far Cry 6. And I want to play some of these other titles. I want to check out that new Samurai game. I forget what it was. We saw that yesterday. A fan sent an email of a trailer. That thing looked fucking awesome. But, and I got to play, I want to play Tunic as well, which is that Legend of Zelda-esque game. So if I do get to, it won't be for a while. Herman Merman. I've been called that. Do you see Multiverse be like, what's this? What's this Multiverse? What have you fucking made? Yeah! How do you know? It's not bad. Oh, Koki, you're killing me with these. These are amazing. How long does it take you to make these? There's me. There's my evil Doctor Strange counterpart. Yeah, let's see here, Chad. Oh yeah, this is beautiful. I look good in the cape. Dr. Revan 7 in the multiverse of thickness. I wouldn't mind that, chat. You got Faye Valentine, you got Mrs. Incredible, you got Rogue from the X-Men, you got Shell, chat, from the Road to El Dorado, and you got Dexter's mom from Dexter's Laboratory. Hell, things just got a little out of hand. Oh God, brilliant. I look fucking good as Doctor Strange. I'm rocking that. I think it's the beard. It's the beard and the cape. I look fucking good as Doctor Strange. I'm happy about this. I got the madness for the thickness. It's a sickness. This is brilliant, Koki. Thank you. I approve of this. Oh Lord. Very nice. But yeah, Chad, that wraps up my review for Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. Thank you for sharing your opinions, Chad. Looks like it's getting kind of a mixed reaction. I mean, mixed to positive, I would say. Mixed to positive. There's definitely some people who really dislike this movie. I have seen a few little mini reviews. Nah, Brownie, Chris looks good and Doctor Strange said no one ever. I did. I said that. I like me. I think it's Severin Division. No! Kaz, by the way, Kaz, hard hands. Moderate extraordinaire. Very much so, very much so. Can we talk about the most important part, the Avatar? Oh, Jesus. Okay, yeah. So, yeah, Chad, at the end of the day, I really liked Doctor Strange and Multiverse of Madness. I thought the direction was quite good. Really liked the action sequences and the choreography and exploring these different universes and realms. Loved Sam Raimi's style was on full display throughout. Thought Benedict Cumberbatch and Elizabeth Olsen, Ben Kwan, and Rachel McAdams were the standouts in terms of the acting. Loved how both Benedict Cumberbatch and Elizabeth Olsen were like Bruce Campbell. It was kind of crazy to see them act like him in the movie. I thought that was super super fun, and Yeah, I'm glad they did more with Christine Palmer in this particular film. And there's some again, there's some nerdy things in this that make me go, oh, it's happening, which I cannot wait. I cannot wait. Some criticisms. The America Chavez character, I just didn't feel like they did a lot with her outside of her just being a plot device. And yeah, those child actors and some scenes with them and some other hokey moments just kind of undercut some drama. And it's like, you need to sell this and you're not doing it. But overall, still really liked it. Give it a low full price. Low full price. Oh, my Lord. You want to get some pizza ball? Hell yeah. Of course. Easy to eat. Prepare for a 4-hour Discord discourse. It's gonna be a long one. I think it's gonna be a long one tomorrow. I can imagine. So we're gonna start. We're gonna start at 6:15 and probably an hour and a half. Keep it to an hour and a half. Sierra Spa, great salutation. Hope you live in long and prosper. Hey Chris. Hey chat. Sorry I missed the review. And you do look good. Right, thank you. I do. Thank you so much. See, there you go. Add that to the list. So me and Cedar Spock, we think I look good as Doctor Strange. Ooh. Indeed. I'm killing it. The multiverse of thickness. Love it, love it, love it. You have the sickness. I got the sickness. Whoo! I said we're any livelier than before. All right, so yes, we got to talk about this Avatar 2 trailer for Avatar 2. Michelle Rodriguez needs to magically come back from the dead. I don't care how. She was actually fun. I liked her. I mean, she was very much Michelle Rodriguez, but she exploded in that last movie. She blew up. I was like, oh no, they killed her. But yeah, yes. I forgot about this. Yeah, I guess it was announced not too long ago that they were going to put the Avatar 2, which is called, what's it called? Avatar Waterway? Avatar 2 Waterway trailer in front of Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. And yeah, I thought it was a really boring trailer. I mean, it's pretty. I mean, it's pretty, like, okay, you spent a lot of money on this CGI, but it kind of just there wasn't like a particular action sequence. It just felt like here we are on Pandora. Let's watch them. You know, I mean, they're in the water now. There's a lot of water shit. You know, it's just them flying on their pterodactyls. That's really it. It's a lot of scenes of them flying on pterodactyls. One of the characters is Prego. You got that. You got baby blue cat people now, Prego. I guess they're working with the humans now. You see a shot of him going, yep, this is good. But other than that, in the audience, they had no reaction. There was no one going like, yeah, woo, or something like that. There was like nothing. There was like, that's what I've been talking about. Like, again, this movie we've doubted James Cameron 2 times. Obviously, Titanic, everyone thought Titanic was going to be a huge box office failure. It was not. Same for Avatar, Chad. They both became some of the highest grossing films of all time. But but the thing about that original Avatar movie, despite being a huge commercial success, it has left no cultural footprint whatsoever. No one's dressing up as Na'vi. No one is talking about those characters. You know, if anything that Avatar gave us, it just forced upon us the 3D trend, where every fucking movie had to be 3D. And that got really annoying. Outside of that, there's nothing about it that was like, whoa. They got a weird, okay, there's like I don't know, this is fucking weird to me, but they've adopted a little white boy, the blue cat people, and and he's like crazy, and I'm like, what is this? He's like, he's always going like that. And I'm like, how is he able to survive in this environment? It's very weird, because if I remember in the first movie, isn't the air toxic to humans? It's just weird. It's just really, there's some stuff that's like, this doesn't make any goddamn sense. But yeah, there's nothing about it. It's Dance of Wolves, mix of Pocahontas, and they're all blue cat people. And I'm like, and James Cameron made 4 of these movies. I guess he directed 4 of them back to back to back to back. And I just have no excitement for that. That's just me. But what are you guys? Some of you saw this trailer. What do you guys think? Let me see what you have to say. Same with Jai Corey should do a movie together. I wonder how fast we'll fall asleep. Yeah, they got that same energy. Sounds like Avatar to me, since Christopher Throb and Neb Running. Blue cat people bending water now? Yes. Yes, they are. Avatar 2, the search for more money at the water park. Yeah, I felt nothing of the trailer. Arsenic water. Marvel Buff Nerd, I missed the Avatar hype. It wasn't much to begin with. I mean, I guess for that year, 2009, it was like, whoa. And then after yeah, whatever. They're just surfing and shit. Yeah, they're just surfing for 3 minutes. That's all it is. It's just them surfing on their pterodactyls, and that's really it. Mm-hmm. And they got a white kid with dreads. He's got dreads. Let's see here. It's nice looking water. No, it's very pretty looking water. Not gonna lie, the aesthetic of Bandor made me tear up in the theater. That's fine, Koki. That's fine. If you liked it. How long has it been since the Avatar 1? Over 10 years. Came out in 2009. I was kind of like, oh, it looks cool, I guess. Yeah. More than a decade. Jake Sully. Ben Stiller dressed up as a Na'vi, and he killed it, because that shit was lame. I guess it has been, 13 years, yep. The exact math, indeed. Shazam 2. Isn't Shazam 2 coming out the same day as Avatar or something? Give us that shitty game. Avatar, a.k.a. Dance with Wolves, with a lot more money. Very much so. Is he wearing a mask all the time? Maybe? I don't know. I guess so. It looked like he had a mask on at one point, but maybe there's other shots that was like, he doesn't have a mask on, so I don't know. I feel like it would be very difficult to live that way. Maybe they come up with a more original plot, find something new to say. Yeah, that'd be interesting. They got whales. They got big whales now. That's true. Spoiler, they got whales. So Avatar is more spectacle than cultural touchstone. Agreed. It's not like the MCU where characters with decades of stories come to life. Yep, that's a good point. Yeah, I don't give a shit about any of these Avatar characters. We did get an Avatar-themed flashlight. I imagine there's porn. I imagine there's Rule 34 stuff. Marvel Universe is really meh. Brando, is your interest in any more Avatar movies? Oh, what's big? Wasn't big on the first. Is that where you're just doing side roles now, supporting? Yeah, mostly. Yeah, he's kind of like, I mean, yeah, he was one of those guys, like of Jai Courtney and Taylor Kitsch, they were pushing them on us. And I think all those big blockbuster franchises he was supposed to be like, oh, these are a big thing. They all dried up. And so now he's just doing a lot of support. He's not a charismatic actor. He's really not. But was there any hype of the first one announced? No, there's not. And that's the thing. Like, it could be one of those films that just stays in theaters forever, like Titanic and like the first Avatar. White kid with locks, I'm gonna leave now. Yeah, that's what he is. He's got dreadlocks. The cultural appropriation on full display in Avatar 2, chat. I missed the trailer along with the 20 minutes of the film. Really? Because I was waiting for curly fries. Why you get curly fries? Really? Just don't care for Avatar. I think it was just overrated. The movie in life, yeah. Let's see. Avatar 2, Avatar 2, I want Stephen Dorff was turkey baster, God Dana. Stephen Dorff was turkey baster? I don't want that. Wouldn't want that at all. Why does Stephen Dorff have a turkey baster? Boss, Chris, I know you don't feel this way, but for a movie called Multiverse Madness, I feel like we didn't get to go that many worlds. I thought we did. I would disagree. Let's see here. Gonna see. So Shazam 2 is coming out. Right. Yes. Yeah, movie's real now. It's happening. Chris says like the 10 biddies. I was like, what the fuck is this? And I was like, oh, Blue Alien with 2 clits, right? Does that do have 2 clits? I didn't know about that. Oh, the hair one. Yeah, I guess that's true. If James Cameron had his way, we'd have an whole Avatar channel. We'd all be, yep, 100%. What's the bad guy from Avatar? The first one? Stephen Lane. A white boy, monkey people, a jungle, is this new Tarzan rig? Yeah, maybe. He meant Stephen Lane. Oh, I was like, I don't know. I was like, what? I was like, Stephen Dorff. Yeah, I hope not. I think they waited too long for the sequel, but could still make money. I'm sure it will. You meant Stephen Lane. Gotcha. Thank you. I was spared the Avatar trailer. They were running late, so all I got was Nicole Kidman shilling us the MC experience. Oh, of course. Maybe Avatar would have been better without Sam Worthington, except he'd be replaced with Jai Courtney. I mean, I don't think you no matter who you would have put in that role, that is just you are the typical, prototypical protagonist of movie. Ingratiate yourself to the native population. You fall in love with one of them, the prettiest one, and then you fight against. It's just we've seen it before. There's no meat to that role, like at all. Bad Boy Lady, every time I saw it, then my dad killed it because he became obsessed with that movie after it came. Really? I mean, I don't even hate that original movie. I think it's fine. I think it's entertaining. Like I would give it a matinee. I would give it a matinee on the DT scale. It's like, yep, this is really pretty. There's some fun sequences. No doubt about that. These characters are just, who cares? I laughed when the tree fort fell. It was funny. But yeah, overall, it's like, whatever. I guess I got to do a review. Yeah, I guess I got to do a review for it. I got to do a review for Avatar when the new movie comes out this December. But yeah, overall, I didn't care for the trailer. I was like, okay, it's happening. Audience they weren't excited either. Very curious to see how that's going to do. Very, very curious. It's going to kill in China. They won't allow Winnie the Pooh. They won't allow gay people. They won't allow black people in China. But they will definitely allow giant blue kitty people in China. That will be fine. It'll make a shit ton of money over there. I know that. Oh, Lord. Where's my goddamn cigarette? I need one, too. Whew. But now, chap. Jason and AMC has been such a joke. See, I don't go to AMC because I despise them as a theater chain, so I didn't even know about this. Every time I've been to a packed theater, recently, everything, everywhere, all at once, North Bend, now Doctor Strange, the theater, cheers. Oh, at the movies? Or during the Nicole Kidman segment. See, I don't go to, I haven't stepped, I can't remember the last time I think the last time I was in an AMC theater, it was when I was still doing stuff for oneofus.net. I just despise them as a company. They're just really bad. Their services there are just really bad, at least what I've experienced. So, but there you go, Cha. Whew, I hope you enjoyed my review for Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. Even if we agreed or disagreed, it made for a very fun conversation, Chad. It was also fun talking about the Avatar trailer for what it was, Chad. But now, Chad, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna be jumping into some of that Horizon Forbidden West. Why is it forbidden, Chad? I don't know. It's forbidden.